presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are Minnesota.
We've said this too many times this year. It's time for the Minnesota Twins to win a ball game. Game 3 of 4 between the Twins and the Baltimore Orioles, with the Orioles winning the first 2 games of this series. And we welcome you to Target Field. Another great night for baseball here at the ballpark, along with Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven. I'm Dick Bramer. Kevin Slowey making officially his second start of the year, and the Twins hope it's a good one.
Well, in his last start against the Yankees, Kevin Slowey came out and really hit his spots down in the strike zone. But as the game went on, he started to elevate that ball. There's numbers: 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings. Only 1 ground ball out, 12 fly ball outs for Kevin Slowey. So Target Field should be a good place for him if he can keep the ball in the ballpark. It was Russell Martin, hit the 2 home runs off of Slowey.
Well, the Twins season, of course, has been marked by a lot of injuries, particularly to the position players. Last night, for the first time since April 12th, Kadire, Kubel, Mauer, and Morneau were all in the lineup together. That's our Sanford Health injury report. Now, they went hitless, all those 4 guys, but it was nice to see those names in the lineup, most of them in the lineup again here tonight. The one guy who has been there just about every night is third baseman Danny Valencia.
Yeah, Danny Valencia has played in all but 3 games for the Twins this year and swinging a bat pretty good. Over his last 12 games, 6 doubles, a couple home runs. He homered in last night's ball game for the Twins. A guy that's in his first full year as a Minnesota Twin, showing some power, and he's a guy that has been pretty steady at third base.
It's been a long season for the Baltimore Orioles, particularly on the road, yet they've come to Minnesota and won the first 2 games. We'll see if the Twins can get a split in this 4-game series when we come back. Baseball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Welcome back to downtown Minneapolis. A beautiful night for baseball. Game number 3 between the Baltimore Orioles and the Minnesota Twins. It's the second official start of the season for pitcher Kevin Slowey. Got up to a decent start last week against the Yankees, but then middle of the game they got to him. So we went to Ron Gardner and asked about the adjustments needed for success tonight.
Locate the ball inside and outside and you know, stay ahead in the count. You saw what happens when you get behind a little bit in the center of the ball. Pretty much everybody rips it, so, you know, he's got to move it around and use them all.
Slowey will be opposed by Jeremy Guthrie. He has the most losses in Major League Baseball. Twins and the Orioles up next on Fox Sports North.
For the Twins lineup, and he's shown he can chase down balls in center. With his great defense, short stature, and charismatic smile, he often draws comparisons to a Twins Hall of Fame center fielder.
I might be stretching a little bit, but he's got a little Kirby Puckett in him.
Even if those comparisons are in appearance and defense only, it's a pretty high compliment for one of the Twins' rising stars. Tonight, Ben will again be patrolling center field as the Twins host the Orioles. And who knows, maybe sometime way down the road there'll be a statue of Ben Revere outside of Target.
I sure hope so. I mean, he, like Kirby Puckett, has that same charisma. You know, he loves wearing that uniform.
And Ben Revere leading the Twins out in the field. He's had quite an impact, and he's been one of the few bright spots in what has otherwise been a very disappointing season for the Twins. Kind of forgot about the play, the triple that he got when he did a somersault between second and third. That's between that and his catch here the other night, a couple of things I didn't think I'd ever see before. Orioles Menards batting order for Game 3 of this series. J.J. Hardy, the leadoff man. Nick Markakis hitting second. Adam Jones third. Matt Wieters fourth. Mark Reynolds, Robert Andino. Jake Fox inserted for Vladimir Guerrero about 40 minutes ago. Guerrero scratched. Then Nolan Reimold and Ryan Adams.
And that lineup facing Kevin Slowey, making his second start, his 8th appearance on the season, his 84th major league start. I think we all saw a little rust from Kevin Slowey in his last start. His first start against the Yankees, Twins lost 8-1. His 4th career start against the Baltimore Orioles, 1-2 in his first 3 starts with a 4.80 earned run average.
1-1 to J.J. Hardy, homered here the other night. Rips that one. Valencia goes to his knees to catch the wicked liner, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Another start with Jason Kubel out left, Ben Revere in center, Michael Kadair in right. Valencia, the anchor of the infield at third. Plouffe, Hughes up the middle, Morneau at first. Joe Mauer not playing tonight. Drew Butera doing the catching. So 1 gone, and here's Nick Markakis. And the first pitch strike. Couple of hits for Markakis in 9 at bats so far in the first 2 games. Check swing, but that's strike 2.
Yeah, Jerry Lane behind the plate here tonight, the crew chief. Slowey needs to hit his spots like Ron Gardenhire said. Work both sides of the plate. Good fastball there, just missing.
There's Jerry Lane, Bob Davidson, Hunter Wendelstedt, and Brian Knight. The rest of the crew. Popped up to left. Kubel back a couple steps. 2 down.
Well, I mentioned in his last start, 12 fly ball outs off the bat of Kevin Slowey. The bats of against Kevin Slowey, making his 2nd start of the year. The high ERA, just not a lot of innings pitched. Was on the disabled list for a while with a abdominal strain.
2 gone, and here's Adam Jones. We mentioned last night that Jones left the game after his first inning at bat because of illness. And for a couple of hours, there was grave concern about Jones. He hooks this one foul. He left the ball game last night with shortness of breath and chest pains. A 9/11 call was made to the Oriole clubhouse, and they ended up taking him to HCMC here. They checked him out. He's fine. Obviously, he's in the lineup tonight. All backing out of play. But here's a young athlete, tip-top shape, and he was feeling a little unusual, and the Orioles, of course, were very careful with him.
Good to see him back in the lineup.
2 strikes, Slowey to Jones. And a fastball, a strikeout, and Slowey has a good first inning. Field with the Twins hoping to get things turned around here in the middle of this homestand. Ron Gardenhire with a winning mark against the Orioles. And his Menard's batting order for Game 3. Ben Revere, Trevor Plouffe, Jason Kubel, Justin Morneau, Michael Kadire, Jim Thome, Danny Valencia, Luke Hughes, and Drew Butera.
And Jeremy Guthrie on the mound. 5 wins, 16 losses, the most losses by a pitcher this year so far. 26 start of the year. He's been dealing with some soreness in that right shoulder, and consistent career against the Twins, making his 6th career start. He's 3-1 with a 2.95 ERA against the Twins.
1-1 to Revere. Guthrie, the Oriole opening day starter for the 3rd year in a row this year. Slow breaking ball, and on a couple of hops to Hardy. 1 down. Northland Ford defense for the Orioles. Nolan Reimold in left, Adam Jones in center, Nick Markakis in right. Robert Andino at third, J.J. Hardy at short, Ryan Adams getting some exposure at second base, Mark Reynolds at first, and Matt Wieters behind the plate.
Yeah, Guthrie, a guy, you don't let that record fool you. 5-16. The Orioles have not scored a lot of runs when he's been on that mound, especially over the last couple of years. But he'll come right at you with a fastball. Also has a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
1 strike to Trevor Plouffe. A long way to center field. Adam Jones has got to go back. Still going back. Off his glove. And Plouffe will round second and head for third. And Plouffe is in. The ball rolls away from Andino. Looked like Jones got there. And maybe since the wall was very close by.
Plouffe gave it a ride right there. Adam Jones can cover some ground. He goes after this ball and looked like he hit off his glove. He's watching it on the big screen right there. The glove open, but it hit the bum part of the glove. Here Jones playing not too deep, but blowing a bubble along the way, but you can see him maybe misjudged it a little bit, so it'll be a triple for Trevor Plouffe, his first triple of the year.
Now ball 1 to Jason Kubel. That's hit to right field down the line. Markakis has got a great arm. He makes the catch. Plouffe tagging and just bluffing. A 1-hop throw to Wieters, and that's out number 2.
Boy, he had a little bit of time to set himself up too to make a solid throw home. 13 assists, 257 putouts, no errors out in right field.
So that'll leave it to Morneau. And a fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Strike to Morneau. Blocked nicely by Wieters. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. Outside, now 2-1. Orioles with the worst road record in the American League, yet they've won the first 2 games of this series. And Morneau takes ball 3 with Kadire on deck. Morneau still wearing that protective pad over his right foot. And he takes a walk.
3-1 changeup right there. Guthrie walking his 50th batter in 165 innings pitched. I think when he fell behind, he wanted no part of laying a cookie in there for Justin. He'll take his chances here on Michael Kadire.
And while Morneau is bringing a batting average just north of 200 into the game. Kadayer's batting average just a little bit south of 300.
5 for 15 lifetime against Jeremy Guthrie.
We had a 3-run home run since the All-Star break.
If we have, I don't recall. I see 2008, 59 losses. 10 more than any other pitcher.
Ouch. And Kadayer gets hit in the hand. A pitch sailing up and in, and Michael stepped into it and looked like he got hit right in the back of the hand.
Holding that left wrist area.
Now, first base umpire Bob Davidson with a little sign language with Jerry Lane about whether Kadayer swung at that pitch. And Davidson saying no, so whether it's Kadayer or someone else, someone's going to take first base. And that just sounded bad. We could hear it all the way up here.
Ball just ran right into Kadayer. Ouch.
And Kadayer's going to have to come out.
Get ice on that baby right away.
And slide it under an X-ray machine, I'm sure, before too long. So the bases are loaded. And Rene Tassoni is going to go to first base. Let's listen to the last pitch. And so Tommy will come up with the bases loaded. Tassoni getting his legs loose. And the Twins have a deep fly to center that could very easily have been caught. A walk, now a hit batter, and that fills the bases for Jim Thome.
Yeah, Thome, very good numbers against Guthrie. 7 for 22 and 4 career home runs,
including career home run number 591 earlier this year in Baltimore. And he's hit 10 more since. 1-0. Ripped. Great stop at second by Adams, and he throws him out. Ryan Adams diving to his right and throwing out Jim Thome, and the Twins leave the bases full. brought to you by Pentair. Jim Thome hit the ball hard, but within range of a second baseman playing in short right field.
Yeah, you see where Adams is playing right there. With Thome up, you'll see so many clubs play that second baseman in short right field, and he needed all of that to make that nice diving catch. Adams' outstanding play and saved a couple runs for Jeremy Guthrie.
Matt Wieters leading off the second. He takes a fastball at the belt, strike one. And now 1-1. Wieters moving up to the cleanup spot. Vladimir Guerrero was originally scheduled to be the designated hitter and hit fourth, but again he was scratched. Flared down the left field line, strike two.
Yeah, Guerrero, a little left wrist inflammation. That's why he is not in the ball game. Jason Kubel moving from left field to right field as Rene Tassoni takes over in left.
Popped up left side. Valencia with the call and the catch.
Hey, Ron Coomer down in the camera while Kevin Slowey throwing strikes so far.
Yeah, Bird, we're looking at Kevin Slowey in the last start that he had, or his first start against New York for this season. To me, you and I have talked about him elevating his fastball and getting a lot of fly ball outs. You know, he didn't make it through the sixth inning and barely got through five. To me, is that something a guy like Kevin Slowey should have to work on to have more command of the lower half of the zone?
Well, you have some pitchers, Ron, that are just fly ball pitchers. Scott Baker, a fly ball pitcher. Slowey, a fly ball pitcher. If he can establish that right there, down in the strike zone, then he can elevate that fastball like he did to Adam Jones when he struck him out. But you have to first get down in that strike zone.
The guy in the booth next to you, Jim Palmer, he was a fly ball pitcher, if I remember correctly.
And he was kind of a high ball pitcher, too.
Right, and also a power pitcher. To me, it's kind of difficult to say you're a fly ball pitcher if you're not a power pitcher.
All right. First thought everyone has is, was that in any way done in response to Michael Cuddyer getting hit?
I don't know. I don't believe so. But, you know, if it is, it is.
2-1 pitch came up and in.
Well, you see Butera trying to sit inside. That ball just ran in and looked like Reynolds in the chest.
Yeah, from the looks of it, with a 2-1 count, that's usually not when you're trying to send a message. It's usually the first pitch with 2 outs, nobody on, and whack, you get somebody. That sends a message. Yeah, I think that ball just got away from Kevin a little bit.
Robert Andino, the hitter. Reynolds at first, getting hit in the ribs.
Yeah, Slowey hitting his first batter of the year.
Now, you and I have worked together for, 16 years now, and you told me something tonight that I did not know. And I don't know if you were kidding or not. Are you really 10th on the list?
No, I'm 15th.
15th on the list in hit batters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all time. I pitched a lot of innings, though.
No, I know, but still, that's a lot of hit batters.
Yeah. So?
Well, I don't know. You just, when you said it, you just had a little glint in your eye, like you were kind of proud of it.
Well, some of them were by accident.
Some were intentional.
Only 7 or 8 handfuls. That's all.
1-1. Andino at third base. He moved up a spot in the batting order. Was originally hitting 7th. Now he'll hit 6th with Guerrero out. Ripped to left. The first Baltimore hit, and it sends Reynolds to second base. Gopher Undercover gives fans complete access to Gopher football with new coach Jerry Kill. This week go on tour with Coach Kill and his players to visit fans around the state of Minnesota. Watch Gopher Undercover, behind the scenes of the Jerry Kill era, tonight at 10:30, only on Fox Sports North. First and second, one down. Here's Jake Fox.
Yeah, Fox just getting called up from AAA. He was up with the ball club at the beginning of the year, then sent down in early June. Just recalled yesterday.
And strike one.
Fox, 28 years old, out of the Cub organization. Also played for the Oakland A's.
Bounce to third. Valencia. To Hughes. Over to Morneau. Double play takes care of business in the top of the second.
And the Twins are scoreless. We are up here with the champions of Legion Baseball, not here in the state of Minnesota, the national champions, World Series champions. They took down the title. We got the kids in front. We got the coaches with me. Scott Hackett's the manager. You had to go extra innings in that final game. You ran second the year before. How stressful was that?
Oh, there's a lot of stress involved. You know, knowing any inning could be your last, especially being the visiting team, added a little extra stress. But, you know, the boys came out on top, and I couldn't be more proud of them. It was amazing.
They got the hot dogs up here, guys, the nachos. These guys from Eden Prairie know how to get it done out here in left field. And Bert and Dick, you talked about the Twins needing to get hot. Talk about a nice run in the postseason. These guys went 19-1. After finishing second the year before, they went 13 innings. They got it done in extra innings. National champions from Eden Prairie. A very cool story.
Very nice, Kevin.
Yes.
Congratulations up there.
Yes, congratulations, all you young men.
Danny Valencia takes a fastball. Strike one. Bottom third of the Twins lineup, Valencia, Hughes, and Butera. Guthrie, with 16 losses, counting tonight, figures to have at least 7 starts left. There's a chance he could be a 20-game loser, something that baseball hasn't had since Mike Maroth did it for the Tigers a handful of years ago. The Orioles have had a 20-game loser in their first year, 1954. Don Larson lost 21 ball games.
I think you just took our trivia question. I'm getting it in my ear.
Well, I'm just trying to give a little background here on Guthrie, and I ruined it. Sorry about that. One down.
Oh, Guthrie picking up his first strikeout. Good sinker down and in. Yeah, again, you know, you look at Guthrie's numbers, they're not that bad, even though he's 5-16. ERA not bad at 4.55, but you know, he seems to be snake bit a little bit over the last, I'd say, 3 years, really. I mean, over the last 57 starts, the Orioles have scored 3 or fewer runs in 30 of his 57 starts since the beginning of last year, 2010.
One strike to Hughes. Swings over the top of a fastball.
He's a guy that's really been pretty reliable for that rotation, where in a rotation that, you know, they've had a tough time finding guys to go out there. Last 2 years, over 200 innings. Another good sinker down and in, almost the same pitch that struck out Valencia.
2 down. That'll bring up Butera.
Good moving fastball, a little bit of movement down and in. And Hughes goes down on strikes. See the little sink.
Butera doing the catching. And anticipate, hope that Joe Mauer will catch the day game tomorrow. Tap foul, 1 strike.
News on Kadire, they took X-ray and it came out negative, so they'll run more tests tomorrow.
That surprises me. I mean, that just had a really nasty sound to it. And if nothing's broken, then Michael will be able to play some more later this year. 1-1 to Butera. Two and one. You're absolutely right about Guthrie. He hasn't gotten much run support, but he's also had 7 games this year where he's given up 6 or more earned runs. So he's contributed to his own demise.
Yeah. It's been up and down. I know in his last start, you know, line drive.
Reinhold with the catch, a 1-2-3 second onto the third, no score.
Minnesota Twins baseball is brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today.
Nice evening setting in Voyageurs National Park in northern Minnesota. Nearly 84,000 acres of water on 30 lakes. Most prominently Rainy Lake and Lake Kabetogama. Established in 1975, the park's the only national park in Minnesota. Popped up. Nolan Reimold hits one toward Luke Hughes for the first out of the third inning. Twins and Orioles close out the series tomorrow afternoon. It's a Sports Authority Value Pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch. Get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. Tickets are available for the game. So call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. One quick out. Here's Ryan Adams. Adams getting run out there at second base on a regular basis. It turned in a good fielding play already tonight to take a hit away and a couple of runs batted in away from Jim Thome.
Yeah, Adams, not a lot of major league at bats in his rookie season. Up earlier this year, then sent down, just getting recalled. Willie Randolph wants no part of that ball.
He used to have a lot more range than that, as I recall.
Pretty good second baseman for those Yankees. By Damaris of Duluth. Happy 98th birthday to you, young lady.
Fouled back. Still 2 strikes. 98 in Duluth.
98 years old. Or 98 years young. Slowey's allowed only one hit, then got the double play off the bat of Jake Fox to end the second inning.
Pulled the string, got a strikeout, 2 down.
Good breaking ball, good location, down and away. So Slowey picking up his second strikeout.
And that'll bring up J.J. Hardy.
Watch the location. Down. Almost like a little slider. And Adams can't reach it.
Hardy creamed a line drive to Valencia to start the ball game, and he takes strike 1. Earlier this month, about 3 weeks ago, Hardy hit the 100th major league home run of his career. He's added a few since. Fouled back, 2 strikes. Inside, and it's 1-2. Just off the corner. Slowey thought he might have hit the corner.
That's a great pitch right there by Slowey. That's where you want to be. Down and away, down and in. You've seen Guthrie go down and in. Now Slowey down and away. He thought that was strike 3.
And now a full count. Marquez on deck. This afternoon, the Mariners took 3 out of 4 against the Indians in Cleveland, 9-2. Another sign that the Indians are fading fast. Unfortunately, back now below the 500 mark. Lifted to right. And Kubel retreats to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. 3 good innings so far for Kevin Slowey.
Becomes a circle. You're hereby circled, and Twin fans, go to foxsportnorth.com and click on to Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game, and have a chance to visit us up here in the booth. We'll reveal 2 sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportnorth.com and the other on kfan.com.
Now, you're roughly the same age that I am. Did you ever try the hula hoop?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't do it. My sisters did it all the time. I couldn't get that thing to stay up. The hoop. How about yourself?
Well, I
lost you there for a second, didn't I?
I was going to say I had the same problem, but I'm going to change my answer. Ben Revere tried to bunt. It's strike 1. Twins had a threat in the first inning and left the bases full.
You know, we have 6 grandkids between Gail and I'd be honest with you, I don't see the hula hoop out there as much as we did when we grew up.
One and one. And now a strike, 1 and 2. They must make them. We have one here at the ballpark tonight, but you don't see kids trying to do that. That would be a good subject for an instructional.
Yeah, Ron Coomer and I hula hooping. Where's Coom? He would love that.
The guys were diving into third base yesterday. What the heck? You might as well try to hula hoop. The only thing is, Dick's got to come down for this one.
Yes.
2 and 2 to Revere. Foul back, got a pitch up, got a piece of it.
You know, last inning we were talking about Guthrie and you know what he goes through, not getting a lot of run support. And you mentioned, you know, there were some games that he got beat up a little bit. Well, kind of like his last start. Now he's missed. I think this is his 11th day between starts. His last start against the Tigers, he had a 5-0 lead early on, and then he had a 5-run 6th inning that he gave up. And they say that's the biggest thing about Guthrie is that he'll be going along really well, and then all of a sudden here comes that multi-run inning that's really hurt him. Best run support, you can see the 3.73, the lowest on their staff.
About half of what Arrieta has been getting.
Arrieta out for the year.
Off the glove of the third baseman Andino. Revere rounds first, looking at second, but he'll hold up there. So a liner, and see how they rule it. They gave Plouffe a single on a fly ball to deep center off the glove of Jones. I suspect Revere will get a hit here too.
Yeah, hopefully he does right here. But you know what? You bring in that third baseman because of the possibility of a bunt, and it kind of cuts down his range. So Revere got a high fastball, hit it sharply, and probably a ball right there. And Dino probably should have caught, but kind of hit his glove right there and then clanked into foul territory.
Yeah, guys, I can tell you from playing many a days in on the grass against the Kenny Loftons and some of those guys, the toughest play is when a lefty hits a sharp ball to you at third base. You just never get a great jump, and you never get a great read on how hard the ball's hit.
I mean, he hit that pretty good. Fastball away. He did the right thing, right, Ron, as far as taking that pitch the other way?
Yeah, it was a perfect swing. Little fastball up, and he stayed right on top of it and drove the ball down. It was a great swing by Ben.
It's the type of ball I was a little concerned about going into this ballpark, because, of course, at the Metrodome, the seats started, 9 feet in the air, and the infielders had a good view of everything coming off the bat at home plate, close at first. So we move here to Target Field, field level seats and all that, and in some ballparks it's hard for infielders to see the ball off the bat when it blends in with white shirts and caps and things like that. We really haven't had that issue here. At least I haven't heard infielders complain about it.
Dick, it can definitely be an issue, especially on day games when you get the glare to begin with, and then most people are wearing white if it's a warm day. To me, the worst park I ever played in for that was Wrigley Field. The field was kind of crusted, and the brick wall was low, so it made it very tough seeing the ball off the bat.
1-1 to Plouffe toward the hole, backhanded by Hardy. Out at second, and a nice double play started by the former Twin shortstop.
Yeah, very nice turn right there. Adams also held in there at second base as Ben Revere tried to maybe, scare him a little bit to break up the double play. But Hardy backhanding the ball like you mentioned, Dick, and then, on the run, nice feed over to Adams, and a good turn of a double play, going 6-4-3. Pitcher's best friend, I always say that. Yes, right away. Become a cheerleader out there.
Slow breaking ball, 74 miles per hour, and a called strike to Jason Kubel. Kubel came up with a runner at third and 1 out, as has been the case for most of the last 2 weeks. Twins did not get the run in. Kubel hit a fly ball to right, but to one of the strongest left-handed arms in the game in Nick Markakis, and the Twins didn't send Plouffe. He almost certainly would have been thrown out. 1-1. 2-1. Twins later on filled the bases with a walk to Morneau. Kadire hit by a pitch, and then Tomey hit his smash. Adams cut it off, and that was the end of the threat.
I mentioned earlier Guthrie making his 6th career start against the Twins. Not only 3-1 with a very good ERA at 2.95. His 5 previous starts have all been quality starts where he's pitched 6 innings or more and given up 3 runs or less.
Lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, 2-2.
So here's a guy that's 5-16. You know, he lost to the Twins earlier this year in a close ball game. Pitched 7 innings, allowed only 2 runs to the Twins back in April.
2-2. Check swing foul. Asked Jason before the game today, I said, you have a preference, left field, right field? He goes, no, I just want to play a position. But he did say, you know, he kind of feels like left field is his for all the right reasons now. Delman Young gone, and left field's opened up with Revere in center. And wouldn't you know it, all lasts about an inning tonight, and then he's shifted back over to right. Here's a deep drive to right center field and off the fence. Kubel digging for second. Markakis' throw close, but Kubel's in with a double.
Well, there's that good arm of Markakis. He played to Karam perfectly and then made it a very close play at second. But Kubel, with his 20th double of the year, comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fastball, good uppercut swing by Kubel. The ball high off that wall, the scoreboard. Markakis playing it perfectly.
Here's Morneau, drew a 1st inning walk. And he takes low, ball 1. Two and 0. Guthrie pitched Morneau pretty gingerly in the 1st inning once the count got a little lopsided. Here's one driven to right field, down for a hit. Kubel with a good read. And the ball gets by Jones. And all the way to the wall. Morneau goes to second. Kubel scoring the game's 1st run.
Well, I remember in the 1st inning, Dick, with Justin on a 3-1 count, he threw a changeup, and I said, you know, it's kind of a semi-intentional walk to Justin. He didn't really want to give him anything, but here Justin says, the heck with that. I'm going to go with a pitch that was down, pretty good pitch, but Justin hitting a double. And Kubel with 2 outs gets a good jump and scores the 1st run of the ball game. So Justin picking up his 28th RBI on his 15th double of the year.
3rd hit of the inning, and the Twins get the game's 1st run. And here's Rene Tassoni. Tassoni into the game when Kadire went out after being hit on the wrist by a pitch. One and 0. Two and 0.
You know, guys, you wonder why certain pitchers end up with records the way they are with good stuff. You know, you look at Guthrie, he's got a great 2-seam fastball, nice little slow curveball, as we saw. But you got a base open, you got a former MVP hitting, and you've got a guy who spent most of the year in Rochester. Even though Renee's a good hitter, he's no Justin Morneau. To me, with the base open, why you would give him anything to hit? And Justin, knowing that the base is open, probably looking for something off speed. To me, that's just how you end up with 16, 17 losses.
Well, I thought Justin hit a pretty good pitch. You know, that ball was down pretty good. I think his idea was hopefully get a ground ball right there and, you know, not have to face one more hitter. Credit Justin, I think, Ron, for hitting a pretty good pitch.
2-1, and Tassoni out in front, 2-2.
It's still early in the ball game too. I mean, I think if it's a 5th or 6th inning, it's a 0-0 ball game. Then I would have to say that, you know, Buck Sherwalter might say, hey, let's walk him intentionally. But it's still, to me, still early in the ball game, just the bottom of the 3rd inning.
That's to left. Reimold with the catch to end the inning. A couple of doubles, a single, the game's 1st run going to the Twins. Tonight, vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. And Justin Morneau driving in a run, getting most of the votes so far. Kevin Slowey pitching well. Nick Markakis here in the 4th inning, taking strike 1. Markakis, Jones, and Wieters here in the Baltimore 4th inning. Valencia chases it, but it's over the tarp and out of play. 2 strikes.
Well, one thing Slowey's doing is getting ahead in the count. 9 of 11 first pitch strikes. So doing a good job attacking that strike zone. 37 pitches, 27 strikes. And changing speeds well, too. I think in New York he got into that fastball mode where he left some pitches up, and Russell Martin hit those 2 home runs off of him, a solo and a 2-run home run.
Hit the left, and Tassoni going back and making the catch on the edge of the track. Ball carrying out a little bit farther than the Twins left fielder thought. Michael Kadire, and he's got a wrap on his left wrist, but he's back in the dugout.
Yeah. That man's a gamer, I'll tell you.
If he's got a brace of some sort on the underside of the wrist, or maybe an ice pack.
Explaining to Brian Dunsing maybe how it feels. I'm sure there's some swelling in there, and that's why the tape to keep the swelling down.
So 1 down in the 4th. Here's Adam Jones, and he takes a strike. We've seen this from Slowey before. He's thrown 39 pitches, 29 strikes, where some pitchers have a tough time throwing 2 strikes for every ball. Slowey, oftentimes where he's at now, 3 for 1.
Right, he's always been a strike thrower. You know, we get so many different stats up here. The one that has always impressed me about Kevin Slowey is when he does throw a quality start, and that's just 6 innings, 3 earned runs or less. His record is 28-1. 28-1.
That's pretty good.
It's outstanding.
2 down in the 4th. You can follow the Twins with MLB.com at BAT11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. 2 down, and here's Matt Wieters.
Well, we have Pat Shriver up here. Jake, where's Jake? There's Jake. And we have, is it Abby? Hi, Abby. Welcome up to the booth. Circle me Burt Winters. That's Abby, huh, Jake? Yep.
Wieters takes inside, 2-1.
And wife Christine. I shouldn't forget her. Right, Pat? Kristen. Excuse me.
2-2.
No, 28-1, Dick. Those are amazing numbers in 35 quality starts. He's 28-1. That tells me a couple things. The only one he lost was you have to go back to 2008. He lost a 3-1 ball game to Cleveland. But also tells me he gets pretty good run support, right, too.
It's the opposite of what we were talking about with
Guthrie.
Jeremy Guthrie. 2-2, and a pop-up foul and out of play.
Well, Wieters as a left-handed hitter, hitting .235 coming into the ball game. 7 of his 13 home runs coming from the left side of the plate.
And now a full count.
Pretty good take right there by Wieters.
Reynolds on deck.
Wieters, Orioles #1 pick in 2007 out of Georgia Tech.
And he hooks it into the corner, but foul.
Same school that produced Jason Varitek.
Another pretty good switch hitting catch.
Yes.
And a bouncer to first. Morneau feeds Slowey. who has another good inning, a 1-2-3-4. The best stories start here. By AT&T. And by Miller High Life. Miller High Life is proud to sponsor Operation Home Base. Give a veteran a piece of the High Life. And Jim Thome will lead off the fourth inning for the Twins. It'll be Valencia and Hughes to follow with the Twins up 1-0.
Yeah, Jim Thome got robbed in that first inning. It was Adams at second base, made a great play in short right field to retire Thome and the Twins in the first inning. And Thome came up with 2 outs and bases loaded.
Thome's name and Jason Kubel's name brought up on the waiver wire. Apparently a claim made for both players today. And if that's true, and it's one thing that's changed in the last few years, and you never used to hear about it until the trade was actually made, but now the reports are the claims have been made, which doesn't mean that either player is going to be traded at all. But if there is going to be a trade, it would have to be done in the next 2 business days.
Well, Jim Thome also has a no trade clause, so if something was to happen, I'm sure they'd have to talk to Jim Thome about that, or wherever, whoever claimed him.
Well, if it's the Chicago White Sox or Cleveland Indians, they're both 6.5 games out with 34 games left to play, 36 games left to play. Long shots at best to get into the postseason at this point. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Well, Jim Thome has mentioned that he'd like to go out on a winning ball club, get a World Series ring, something that he hasn't had yet in his brilliant career. And maybe it was the Philadelphia Phillies. Maybe he's going to go back to Philly. So we can only guess, who claimed him.
If he goes someplace to a contending team, they will instantly become the team that I will root for. I'd like to see that for him. And I asked Ron Gardenhire 3-4 weeks ago, have you seen enough that convinces you there's more left in the tank for Jim Thome? Can he play another year or two? He said absolutely. And this is before he had 3 home runs in one series in Detroit and got shot right past the 600 home run club.
Boy, he's a great guy to have as a leader in that clubhouse by his work ethics. And, he's not going to play every day anymore, but that man right there, he needs some leaders in that clubhouse. And Jim Thome's a guy that leads by example. He comes early to the ballpark. He does what he needs to do to get ready. And guys respect him.
Having a battle with Guthrie here to start the 4th inning. Another foul.
good pitch.
And hopefully umpire Jerry Lane called him out.
Yeah, good pitch after a couple breaking balls that Tomey fouled off. Guthrie comes in with a fastball and picks up his third strikeout. Plenty of the plate. Ball coming back a little bit. We saw that sinker down and in like he struck out Valencia and Hughes. That one started inside and just nicked that corner on the inner half of the plate.
Here's Valencia, and there's a strike on the outside corner. And now 1-1. Chopper to short. Hardy with a play. 2 down. You can ask a question at carsoup.com/baseball. Bethany Hagan of Fargo, North Dakota.
You betcha.
How were the Twins able to trade Delman Young after the trading deadline passed?
Delman went through waivers.
Right, but the trading deadline, you don't need to have a player clear waivers until the end of July. And when you get into August, they have to pass through waivers unless they are claimed. And if they are, then there's just the one team. And this gets a little complicated for a lot of people, but it's the team with the poorest record among all those who put in a claim on a player. In this case, it was Detroit, and the Twins had to deal with Detroit if they wanted to trade him at all.
Yeah, so no club underneath Detroit's record could claim Delman Young, which they didn't, and then it was Detroit's turn, and they claimed him.
And that, I think, is an understated thing about the Delman Young trade. That 11 teams in the division, or not counting the Twins, 10 other teams passed on Delman Young. Teams that are rebuilding, like Kansas City, Baltimore, swing and a miss, 1-2. Delman Young's 25 years old. He drove in 112 runs last year. And everybody passed except the division leader in the Central.
A lot of it is, you know, what you want, what his payroll, what his pay is. A lot of things went into that, I'm sure.
In the right field line, and Markakis has just enough room at foul ground to make it a 1-2-3 inning for Jeremy Guthrie.
Just want to take time to say thanks to all you military, doing a heck of a job overseas. Hope you come home safely.
Well, the Twins have a 1-0 lead, and we go to the 5th inning. Mark Reynolds leading off against Kevin Slowey, and the first pitch fouled back. Reynolds, Andino, and Fox in for the Orioles here in the 5th. Slowey hit Reynolds in the ribs with 1 out on the 2nd. Fouled back, 2 strikes. It came in the next half inning after Michael Kanier got hit on the wrist. And the 2 former major leaguers, one a pitcher, one a hitter, both said it was not done in retaliation for Kanier getting hit. Another foul down the line. 2 strikes.
Well, Kevin Slowey's found himself in this situation a lot here so far tonight. Ahead in the count, 0-2.
1-2.
2 strikeouts for Slowey. No walks in the ball game. He's just given up the 1 hit, and that was the base hit by Andino in the 2nd inning.
And he just missed the inside corner. 2-2. Orioles haven't won an American League Series since early June. They need a win here tonight or tomorrow to win this 4-game series. Hit a long way down the line. And a home run. Reynolds ties the game as he hits his 28th home run of the year, leading off the 5th inning.
Well, he's 2nd in the American League to strikeouts behind Adam Dunn. But I mentioned last night, when he makes contact, that ball jumps off his bat. Reynolds hitting his 28th home run, ties the game at 1 apiece. Got a high pitch from Slowey and just almost softball-like just hammered it. Take a look at the pitch right there.
Oh.
Ball's about letter high. Down that left field line.
So 1 apiece, and here's Robert Andino. Orioles only have 2 hits. Andino has the other one. He's singled to left in the 2nd inning. Slowly misses inside, 1-1. That is a foul ball, and not by much. Valencia didn't look like he even reacted to the ball. And it was very close to being a fair ball. That just landed next to the bag. And Slowey again trying to hit that inside corner, and he misses. 2-2. High fastball got him, 1 away.
And the 3rd strikeout for Slowey.
Tune in to Fox Sports North Sunday for Operation Home Base, presented by Miller High Life. We're broadcasting live from the Minnesota State Fair. Members of the 147th Attack Battalion at the Minnesota National Guard booth will be there, located on the west side of the 4-H building. State Fair starts tomorrow. It's supposed to be just gorgeous weather for the start of the fair. Low humidity. Decent temperatures.
Oh, the weather has been absolutely beautiful.
Fouled away, 1-1. Fox bounced into a double play to wrap up the 2nd inning. 1-2. The middle, solid single with 1 out in the 5th for Jake Fox. Summer is almost behind us. School is directly ahead of us, and it's Target back to school weekend. The Twins hosting Detroit this weekend, and on Sunday the first 5,000 fans 14 and under will get a Twins pencil pouch. If it's available for this weekend's game, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. I went to school. Everybody called it a pencil pouch. I called it an eraser pouch.
An eraser pouch?
Yeah. I made a lot of mistakes. And it was back when, you know, at an age where your mistakes could be erased. You get to be an adult, and sometimes your mistakes can't be erased anymore. Chopped at the plate. 1 strike. Reimold, the hitter. And a check swing foul, 2 strikes.
I think what we're seeing this inning, Slowey starting to get some pitches up a little bit right here. Reynolds hit the high fastball. Jake Fox right there hit the high fastball. He got Andino on a high fastball for strike 3. So get back down on that strike zone.
1 and 2. With Nick Blackburn now being sidelined with an entrapped nerve, Slowey figures to stay in the rotation. Swarzak will join him in the rotation. Then you got Dunsing and Pavano and Liriano around the hands. That's a full count.
Yeah, it'll be Liriano here tomorrow afternoon against Jojo Reyes, who came over from the Toronto Blue Jays. He was claimed off waivers by the Orioles.
See if Fox takes off. He does. And the pitch driven foul into the right field seats. .72 pitches for Slowey. He tries to get the second out of the 5th inning.
— 21 pitches so far this inning.
Goes the pitch foul. Noon start tomorrow. Couple of left-handers going. Reyes and Liriano.
Yeah, Reyes struggled a little bit early on the year, and then he's picked it up a little bit. And for Liriano, I think he's been the best starter since the All-Star break for the Twins. He has 4 of the 7 wins by a starter since the All-Star break.
That's to left center field. And it's going to run to the gap. And with the runner Fox taking off from first, he'll score. And it's a triple for Nolan Reimold, who looked like he almost spilled rounding second base.
Yeah, another pitch up right there. Reimold hitting his first triple of the year, picking up his 25th RBI. So Slowey this inning, where he was down in the zone, starting to leave some pitches up. And that ball hit right in the right spot, past Tassoni into against that wall, and Reimold sliding in safely as Jake Fox scores the second run of the inning.
So now Ryan Adams, and the Twins bring the infield in. Ball 1. Slowey took a 1-0 lead into this inning. The leadoff home run tied it. Now a pair of 1-out hits have put the Orioles in front for the first time tonight. Inside, and he just seems to be missing his target substantially here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, you know what? He controlled both sides of the plate, especially down and away. Now seems like everything he's missing is inner half of the plate. Watch Butera move. Where he moves, that's where you want the ball. Now down and away. Not too much of the plate.
Deep to center, and Revere chases after it and plays the carom. It'll be a 3-1 Oriole lead on a double deep to right center, but off the bat of Ryan Adams.
On last night's ball game, Adams picked up his first major league extra base hit, and here, adding to that, his second double in as many nights, and picks up his third RBI.
The Orioles have hit for the cycle against Slowey here in the fifth.
Well, again, you see where that pitch is. You know, maybe a little bit of arm fatigue for Slowey, but he's leaving some pitches up, and the Orioles are not missing them. Quick trip to the mound by pitching coach Rick Anderson.
Started with the home run by Reynolds, single by Fox, triple by Reinhold, double by Adams, still only one out.
Well, let's take a look at the location of the last couple pitches. Reinhold a pitch up about just above the belt. He hit that triple, and then Adams pretty much right down the middle.
Now a sharp drive to left, a base hit. Sony will charge and get it back in quickly. And Kevin Slowey's getting tattooed here in the fifth.
Well, your pitching coach comes out to try to settle you down. You want to try to hit your spot, and again, right down the middle.
But there's a funnel out there that ends up right in the belt high over the middle of the plate.
You want to start missing, you know, down almost like when you're up like that. You tell yourself out there, I want to throw that ball right on top of home plate. And try to do it, create a better angle. Right now, the angle is pretty much straight, and the ball is straight.
Markakis with runners on the corners and one out. Strike one. Markakis with a couple of flies to left. First when Kubel was in left in the first inning, and then when Tassoni was there in the fourth. Inside 1-1.
Bullpen action for the Twins. 81 pitches for Slowey. Phil DeMatre warming up. 30 pitches already this inning for Slowey. Boy, you really see him. I mean, this is why I'm saying maybe a little bit of weak legs or tired, but he's really dropping his arm right now. He's just trying to get that ball down, but everything's just belt high, if not higher.
2-1. There's one in the dirt, blocked by Butera. 3-1.
Yeah, not the best pitch to do that on 3-1, or excuse me, 2-1. Now he's behind an account. Now he has to come in, you know, with a fastball or a slow breaking ball here.
Came into the inning facing one man over the minimum. That's how sharp he was. 3-1-2-3 innings. And now 3-2. Hardy looking across the diamond at Willie Randolph. Find out whether Buck Showalter wants him to take off for second on a 3-2 pitch. With Adams at third, the Orioles in front 3-1.
They say he's going to be taken off right here.
There he goes, and it's ball four.
Hey, Ron Coomer, what do you see down there from Kevin Slowey this inning?
Well, Bird, from field level and being on the side of him, I'm on the first base well, as you know. To me, everything looks like his lower half is really rushing forward, like he doesn't ever get back to that balance point like you and a lot of pitchers have all talked about, where you get loaded on that rubber. It seems like everything is rushing forward, and then what happens, his elbow is leading his hand, and it just seems like he's kind of, you know, pushing up on the baseball, and his arm is dragging behind his body, just like you're saying.
Yeah, he's just not staying on top, and you know, to me that just means that your legs aren't strong enough yet, because your lower part of your body's reaching out, but your arm's lazy and not catching up.
There's a short pop-up to left. Tassoni charges.
That helps. Catch it and get it in quick. Yep.
And on one pitch, Jones is retired for the second out.
Well, timing is everything for a hitter, also for a pitcher. And when Slowey, now this is out of the windup right here. If you're already rushed a little bit, you see where that arm is. By the time he lands, that arm still hasn't caught up the body. That's not bad right there, but that was out of the stretch position.
Here's Wieters. Right now the Orioles only lead by 2, but Wieters hitting cleanup for a reason. He's got 13 home runs. So a big battle as Slowey tries to complete the 5th inning. He's the 9th man to bat.
There's a big out right there, Adam Jones.
Up and away, ball 1.
A lot of little things I used to say to myself: stay back, stay tall, create that good downward plane. I'm sure Slowey would like to do that right here. Get that ball down in the strike zone. Good pitch, just missing.
2-0.
But Bert, don't you think that last pitch is kind of what you're talking about? That was much better.
Yes.
He got back over the rubber in a stretch, even though he broke his hands, but he drove the ball down into the zone.
That's to the left field corner, slicing.
That's trouble.
And it's going to score 2 and maybe 3. It's a double. And a 5-run inning for the Orioles as Wieters comes through.
Well, he fell behind an account. He had to come in with a fastball, and Wieters, that inside-out swing, just found that ball right down that left field line. And Ron Gardenhire is going to make a trip that he's made too many times this year in a short start, having to take that starter out.
Sailing through 4, and then all kinds of trouble in the 5th for Slowey. He'll leave with 5 earned runs at least against his mark in 4 2/3 innings. Left-hander Phil Dematre will come in to face Mark Reynolds. Behind a number of times. We'll see if the Twins can do it. Here's our AT&T trivia question. Who were the 4 Minnesota teams prior to Eden Prairie to win the Legion World Series? Now, the reason we have this trivia question is because I blew the first one in mentioning that Don Larson is the only 20-game loser that the Orioles had. So
nice going.
We've already got it right. This is a bonus question for you and me. And Phil Dematre comes in to try to get the Twins off the field in the 5th inning.
The numbers on Dematre right there: 36th appearance, 31 1/3 innings, strikeout to walk ratio about the same. And he comes in with a couple runners on second and third and 2 outs. And it was Reynolds who started this mess for the Twins, but the good part for the Orioles by hitting his 28th home run, a solo home run off of Slowey.
And the problems you detailed with Slowey leaving pitches up really started in the Reynolds at bat. Because remember, the pitch he hit out was up around the letters, and he sent it right down the line. There's a strike on the inside corner. That last year hitting just 198, but with 85 runs batted in. 1-1. Another pitch left up. And Reynolds had a healthy rip at it. 1-2. Another short start for the Twins. And DeMontre, the first of several relievers we expect to see here tonight. Over the top, but inside. 2-2. Dunsing with a short start last night. A couple of starts before that. Nick Blackburn left hurt after pitching a couple of innings. Still 2-2. And now 3-2. Reynolds' home run seems like it was about a half hour ago.
Well, you have first base open right here. You want a good pitch, especially to this guy that when he does make contact, the ball jumps off his bat. 5 runs are already on the board.
And another foul. Six hits and a walk for the Orioles so far this inning. And 5 runs. Chopper to short. And Plouffe with an errant throw.
Oh, nice.
Great play by Morneau
Very nice.
at first. Saved at least 1 or 2 more runs from scoring. Plouffe nearly airmailed the throw into the seats, and Morneau was able to pull it down.
Minnesota State Lottery winner circle 100 free scratch-offs for this great sign. We're going to forgive the spelling error in Bert's name, but it's an awesome honor to be here with Bob Bardwell and his family here from Stewartville. His wife, his 4 lovely daughters, including triplets. You've competed in 100 marathons. You've won the Twin Cities 3 times in that wheelchair, which you've been in since 1973. What is harder, winning a marathon or raising 4 daughters?
Well, I tell you, going 26 miles in the wheelchair is kind of a piece of cake. Raising these 4 daughters, Kevin, is an ultra-marathon, sir.
And you've got 50 people in this group tonight taking in the Twins game.
We've got 50 people. We do want to thank the Twins for inviting our staff and volunteers up here on behalf of the National Wheelchair Sports Camp and Operation Welcome Home. We're delighted to be here at the end of the summer here. An awesome night.
Dick and Bert, I got to tell you, just an awesome guy, a great story, and great seats here, too. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of balls flying last inning over the Twins outfielders, but plenty of time to get the bats cooking now and get some good vibes back on the Twins end.
Yeah, thank you very much. You are hereby circled.
2 strikes to Drew Butera, leading off the Twins 5th. And he takes low 1 and 2.
Well, Guthrie now with a 5-1 lead. Remember his last start I mentioned against the Tigers, he had a 5-0 lead and then he coughed it up. He ended up losing that ball game 6-5. Gave up 5 runs in the 6th inning.
And Butera with a little fly ball to left. And Reimel puts it away, 1 down. Before Ben Revere hits every Friday, you've got a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida. Stop by a participating Arby's. Pick up your Good Mood Food code card. Then log on to foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Fan Zone tab to enter. You do have to be 18 or older to enter. And while you're in the Fan Zone, you can enter to see the Lynx battle the Liberty at Target Center. 1 gone. Here's Revere. Revere singled in and out of the glove of Robert Andino at third base. That was in the 3rd, and then he was doubled off, and the Twins followed it up with a couple of doubles to score a run. 2 strikes.
Oh, good changeup right there by Guthrie. So fastball down and away, and then pull the string. Guthrie with 1 walk, 3 strikeouts.
1 and 2. Two and 2. Full count. And Plouffe on deck. Again, Bernard Span left yesterday. He's going to spend about a week away from the team. Guthrie into the glove. Out number 2. And the hope is that Span will be able to rejoin the club shortly after that. Window concept, window of opportunity. Trevor Plouffe has been one of Minnesota's hottest hitters.
Yeah, he's been swinging a pretty good bat over his last 12 ball games, hitting over 300. Has a home run, good slugging percentage. And that play, you know, that Justin made to help him in that last inning kind of got tied up a little bit by Danny Valencia, and then on the run he threw that ball up. But great play by Justin Morneau.
Guthrie deflects a line drive over toward Hardy, and Guthrie has a 1-2-3 fifth inning.
Tomorrow's Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems weather forecast for the Twins at Target Field. Mostly sunny and nice temperatures by first pitch in the upper 70s.
Well, beautiful weather. We hope that the quality of play improves for the Twins. They're down here again, 5-1. Top of the 6th inning, and Dumatre will pitch to the Orioles here, starting with Robert Andino. Strike on the outside corner. Dino, Fox, and Reimold. Orioles dormant through 4 innings, and then they exploded for 5. Fouled away, 2 strikes.
I think what we've seen so far in the 2+ games between the Twins and the Orioles, that the Orioles, they're a good fastball hitting ball club. You leave some pitches up, boy, they're going to hammer you. So the job for Dumatre here this inning, get some breaking balls over, and also for Liriano, who's been watching the first 3 ball games. You know, you got to keep that ball down in the strike zone, make him hit the changeup and the breaking ball, but you need to get ahead in the count.
The Orioles, of course, in a division that's as strong as the American League Central is weak. 1 and 2. Fouled away. In the American League Central, only the Tigers are above 500 right now. And in the East, only the Orioles are below 500. And the schedule is just as imbalanced in the East as it is in the Central. So the Orioles are where they are because they get their teeth kicked in a lot by the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Rays, and Toronto's even got its act together.
Yeah, 14 and 31 in their division.
That's not very good. The Twins against the East right now are 10 and 26.
Well, offensively, I think the Orioles are fine. What they need is they need more quality starters. And, you know, I mean, Andy McPhail, they went out and got some talented, you know, guys like Reynolds. And Dino striking out for the 2nd time. Good pitch by Dumatre. Good slider down.
A rather obscure trivia question because I inadvertently gave the answer to the original one. I'll go with
how about Edina?
Bloomington. You go Edina. See whether we get Richfield, Edina.
Oh, very good.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we got that one right too.
All
so there,
one.
Truck. Swing and a miss, 1 strike.
Well, congratulations to Eden Prairie again and all those teams.
Jake Fox with a single in the 5-run 5th inning. One and one.
I think what we've seen, Dick, from the short starts that we've had from the starters, 3 out of the last 4 ball games, puts a lot of pressure on that bullpen, and these guys have to go a little bit more than they, you know, would like to or they're accustomed to. In last night's ball game, you know, you got Jose Majaras, who you know, had to go 2 innings. Alex Burnett had to go a couple innings. Nestor Olivares making his first start went a couple innings after Brian Dunsing went 2+ innings.
As flawed as the stat is, the quality start statistic, it seems like we could count the number of quality starts the Twins have had since the All-Star break on one hand. Pop up short right field, and Hughes with the catch in front of Kubel. 2 away.
Yeah, Smiles right there, but you want to make sure that you're communicating right there. Hughes came down with it, but Kubel came running in. If he's calling for that, Hughes has to give way to Kubel. It was Hughes that caught that ball. Well, your right fielder's got to be calling right here, and Kubel maybe waited till the last second, and that's why Hughes ended up catching it.
And you wonder if every time Jason Kubel's involved in a play like that, he doesn't flash back to the Arizona Fall League when he ripped up his knee with a very similar play. Ryan Rayburn, who now with the Tigers. Crashed into him and ripped up his knee.
Well, you hope not. You hope that's behind him.
2-0. Up the middle and a base hit. So Reimold has his second hit. And it comes with 2 outs here in the 6th.
For the Orioles, their 8th hit of the ball game. They had 6 hits last inning, all off of Kevin Slowey. Gave up 5 runs.
Two outs. Twins already down 5-1, and DeMatre trying to strand Reimold.
Yeah, Reimold not a threat to run, just 1 stolen base in 3 attempts. Orioles do not run a lot. Only 49 stolen bases. They've been caught 19 times.
One and 0. Base hit to right. Reimold racing over to third, and the throw attempted to be cut off by Plouffe. With Kubel delivering a strong throw, and hard to tell from up here whether it was off target. And the Orioles, with 2 outs, now get a pair of singles from their 8 and 9 batters.
Fastball up, and Adams gets his second hit. And you see right off the tip of the glove, that's a ball that Danny's got to say cut or let go.
If it's offline, then he yells cut, right?
Right.
So we'll give the benefit of the doubt and say that he was asking Plouffe to cut that ball off, and it just came through the tip of the webbing of his glove. Well, here's J.J. Hardy, a single and a run scored his last time up, and the Twins can ill afford to give back any more runs. Strike 1. Hardy with a liner to third, a fly ball to right, and a single and a run scored in the 5th. One and one. DeMatre now has thrown quite a few pitches here after getting a couple of quick outs in the 6th. That's to center, hanging in the air for Revere. That ends the inning. A couple of singles do no damage. It's still 5-1. back to the Coors Light 6th inning of the Coors Light Freeze Cam.
Well, after 4 very good innings by Kevin Slowey, I think what we saw in that 5th inning, he left some pitches up, and it started with the first batter, and that being Mark Reynolds hitting a solo home run, got the ball rolling for the Orioles. They proceeded to score 4 more runs in that inning and have a 5-1 lead.
Twins need to start making some noise. It's no disgrace to be behind 5-1, whether you're home or on the road, but see if the Twins had a little pushback here. Kubel, Morneau, and Tassoni here in the 6th against Jeremy Guthrie, who's just thrown his 79th pitch.
Well, Dick, Guthrie did exactly in the bottom of the 5th inning what you're supposed to do when your team scores you a lot of runs. And, you know, get them back on that bench as quick as possible. 11 pitch, 1-2-3 inning.
A busted back grounder near the second base bag. With a nice play by Ryan Adams, 1 away. Time for the CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Kevin Slowey worked the first 4 innings outstanding, hitting his spots. Then he got that ball up. Slowey clocked as high as 91. Jeremy Guthrie at 95. So that right shoulder that he missed to start seems to be holding up pretty good. I talked to him the other day. He said he threw on Sunday, that his shoulder felt okay, and he did miss that start. But here 11 days later, he's having another good outing against the Twins, where he's had 5 previous very good outings against the Twins.
Morneau pops it up, a foul ball, chased by Andino, and did he barehand it? He barehanded it and caught it for the out. He overran it and then caught it with his bare hand.
Well, he got over there as quick as he could, and it looked like he picked it up, and then it's over on the right side. You can see, no, you put your glove over there, but Andino, what a catch right here. Just bare hands it. Okay. Wow.
Remember when Kevin Mitchell did that with the deep fly ball in the left field corner, but I've never seen that. He's trying to outdo Ben Revere.
The ball went back further than I thought.
And there's a catch by Adams on a soft line drive. 3 up, 3 down, but out number 2, one to remember. Home Depot doing more on defense, something you won't see every day.
Robert Andino saying, you know, I mean, he went back there and it almost looked like he was going to do this no matter what. And it was like the ball in his hand, and wow, what a Great catch.
You do that enough, though, you can't possibly win a Rawlings Gold Glove Award, can you? Here's Nick Markakis. And up and away, ball one.
Well, Demontre out there for his third inning of work. He relieved Kevin Slowey in the fifth inning, got the final out of Reynolds. Gave up a couple hits last inning. But there's another line drive, but this one at Trevor Plouffe.
One down, Adam Jones, the hitter. Jones 0 for 3. Demontre got the Twins through the fifth, through the sixth, now into the seventh. Fox Tracks brought to you by Carrier. One strike to Adam Jones. And now a ball. Kevin Slowey was cruising through 4 innings and then in all sorts of trouble in the fifth, starting with a game-tying leadoff home run by Mark Reynolds. Two and one.
I'm sure when they talked to Kevin Slowey after the ball game, you know, it was just, he just could not get that ball down in the fifth inning. Everything was up in the zone. And the Orioles, to their credit, they didn't miss those high fastballs. That's what Gardy said about Slowey before the ball game, or any pitcher in general. You got to hit your spots. You know, you constantly pitch up in the strike zone. That fastball looks like it's a softball rather than, you know, where it should be, down in the zone.
Talking of Slowey, but with the memory of what happened last night to Brian Dunsing fresh in everybody's mind. That's
exactly.
That's what Dunsing did wrong last night.
That's what any pitcher does wrong. When you get the ball up to, you know, the belt or above. These are major league hitters. You know, they don't miss those too often.
2-2. And now full count. The Orioles really struggling. They had a 5-game losing streak on the road before the game 1 of this series, and now they've won the first 2 and they're leading in game 3.
Wow.
Long ways, but very foul.
Well, you could sit up on that, second deck, third deck, fourth deck and say, you know, I'm never going to get a ball up here. That's a Toby Harris shot right there. Toby used to do that in Cleveland all the time.
Full count to Adam Jones. And Demontre. Over to Morneau, out number 2. Weekdays on Fox Sports North, the Dan Patrick Show. Exclusive guests, high-profile athletes, and tomorrow Wolves All-Star Kevin Love scheduled to appear. The Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 on Fox Sports North.
Well, the previous pitch he pulled way foul, and then Demontre comes back with a pitch that is a pitcher's pitch. Watch this pitch right here. That's where you want it, right there, down and away. And you saw what Jones did with that, where, you know, the previous pitch was up in the zone that he clobbered a mile, but foul. So Demontre made the adjustment right there and able to get Jones out on that 1-3 putout.
2-0. It's a fair ball down the line, and Wieters gets another extra base hit. Oh, he looks like a really good and impactful hitter. Not hitting for a whole lot average-wise, but great extra base power.
Well, he hit a home run here on Monday night, and then last night hit a double. And then right down the line, hitting his second double of the ball game. His 23rd of the year.
So another 2-out hit for the Orioles, and that brings up Mark Reynolds. Pops straight up, a mile in the air. And that ends in. Well, a couple of good innings and some change for Dumatre. And it's still 5-1. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica.
On Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more.
5-1 Baltimore going to the bottom of the 7th inning. And the Twins will send Jim Thome to the plate. 0 for 2. He came up with the bases loaded, 2 out in the first, and he hit a hot smash, and second baseman Ryan Adams made a great play to end the inning, keep the Twins off the board at the time, and then Thome called off on strikes leading off the 4th. Strike 1.
Yeah, that kind of turned the game around right there. That nice play by Adams. Matt Engel now in center field in replace of Adam Jones.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
Good change up right there by Guthrie. Jeremy Guthrie starting his 7th inning of work. 87 pitches so far.
One and 2. Thome, Valencia, and Hughes. Twins hoping to put together an inning like the Orioles did in the 5th when they scored all 5 of their runs.
Guthrie's retired the last 10 Twins in a row.
Just off the corner, and it's 2-2. Full count. Thome called out on strikes for the 2nd time in a row on a 3-2 pitch.
Let's take a look at the Grand Casino story of the game. Michael Kadire getting hit by a Guthrie fastball. That in the first inning. He had to leave the ball game. That loaded the bases, and then Tomey ended up grounding out to second. Justin Morneau, a double, an RBI double in the third inning. That made it a 1-0 lead. But then here came the Orioles in the 5-run fifth inning. Reimold with that big RBI triple.
1-0 to Valencia. Chopped foul, 1-1.
I know it's always depressing. I played in Cleveland for many years. We didn't have a very good starting staff, and it's kind of what the Twins are going through right now. Offensively, you know, the hitters are trying to do too much because the starters are getting knocked out so early that it puts more pressure on the offense. And I think we've seen that, especially over the last 3 or 4 days. Guys trying to do too much. Right there, Danny Valencia swinging at a pitch out of the strike zone.
Pepsi Max in-game box score again for the Twins. Just a lot of offers.
Yeah, Twins last night lost 8-1. They had only 4 hits in that ball game, and so far only 4 hits here tonight. They got shut out by the Yankees here 3-0 on Sunday, and then 1 run scored on Monday in the 4-1 loss. 8-1 loss last night, and right now they're down 5-1.
Now 1-1. Last Twins base runner was Morneau's RBI double in the third inning. Foul back.
Well, Guthrie again making his 6th career start against the Twins. Even though he comes in with a 5-16 record, he has had good success against the Twins over his career. 3-1 with a very good 2.95 ERA. So he's had the Twins number.
Inside 2-2. And when the Twins have seen him, they have, I think, acknowledged that he has opening day starter stuff. I mean, he's pitched very well against the Twins, and we mentioned before he's made 3 opening day starts in a row. Now another full count. Now he got Tomey looking at a fastball. We'll see what he gives Hughes here.
Well, the third inning was the most that he's needed in an inning, that being 24. Other than that, some quick innings.
Just the second walk issued by Guthrie. And then we get Butera to the plate.
Yeah, that ends a streak of 12 straight retired Twins in a row. So Guthrie's second walk, 5 strikeouts.
Butera with a couple of flies to left field. Strike 1. And Butera grounds a single up the middle. Hughes will hold at second. And that'll bring up Ben Revere.
Oh, good at bat right there for Drew. Fastball left up, hit it right back up the middle. Take a look at the pitch right there. And Drew taking it right back up the middle. Twins have a couple runners on for 2 outs.
Rick Adair, the pitching coach, with a trip to the mound.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC. Jim Johnson starting to loosen up.
We'll see if Ben Revere can prolong the inning here. One way or the other, Revere might be Guthrie's last batter face. Ball one. Two and 0. Two and 0 to Revere. Revere with a line drive single off the glove of the third baseman in his second at bat, and now he takes a strike. 2 and 1.
A high strike right there, but about belt high.
Chopper to second. Adams has it. And Revere retired. The Twins strand a couple of runners, and it's 5-1 as we go to the eighth.
Well, sometimes you know what, you can hit your spots early in the ball game, but you know Kevin Slowey early on, he was making some good pitches. He only gave up one hit in the first 4 innings. Threw 51 pitches in the first 4 innings, but then in the 5th inning, all of a sudden he started leaving some balls up. And the Oriole hitters taking advantage of that. Ended up getting 6 hits off of Kevin Slowey in that 5th inning and the 5 runs.
Matt Capps into the ball game to pick up the Oriole lineup with Robert Andino in the 8th inning.
Well, good job by Phil DeMatre. 2 1/3 innings, only 3 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. The numbers on Capps: 9 home runs allowed for Matt Capps, making his 56th appearance.
We've said that an awful lot lately. A good job by, then fill in the blank of the long reliever who's come in, Anthony Swarzak. Ben Revere out in center makes the catch. Andino gone on 1 pitch. What we're starving to do here as a fan, I think, is for us to say, hey, great job by the Twins starting pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, you know, Brian Dunsing went 2+ innings of bullpen, 7 innings of very good relief work. They allowed only 1 run.
Jake Fox, the hitter, with 1 gone quickly here in the 8th. Up and in, ball one. This afternoon, the Indians lost 9-2. And the Tigers and Rays are in the 10th inning, tied at 2. And the Indians and White Sox both hoping that the Rays can win that game. Here's a liner to center and a base hit. Mathematically still alive. The Indians are fading fast, and the White Sox are below 500 as well. Reimold will hit next. If you'd like to become a Twins season ticket holder, the only way to do so is to become a member of the Twins on Deck Circle. Currently 3,000 members strong and growing. You can sign up today to take advantage of exclusive benefits and future season ticket opportunities. To join or for more information, call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com today.
Yeah, Jake Fox getting his second hit of the ball game. Both of them pitches out over the plate, right back up the middle. Announced crowd tonight, 37,778.
1-0. Valencia has it go under his glove. Been a tailor-made double play ball. He just didn't get the glove down.
We'll see how they rule it. Well, that's a ball that should be caught right there and turned into a double play.
And that's an error charged to Valencia.
He hit the ball sharply, but then he knows he's got to make that play. The ball getting by him, scooting by him. The ball sneaking underneath the glove. So Valencia with an error is 17th of the year.
Ryan Adams. Blocked by Butera. Ball one. Adams with a pair of hits. Two and 0. Strike call.
A good fastball in. I'm sure Adams looking for something away, and Cap's getting strike one on a fastball inside.
All smiles and giggles for the Orioles in this series.
I'm sure they haven't been doing that too many times this year. Now let's turn it.
1-2. Good play by Hughes at second base to get rid of it quickly, and it's a scoreless 8th for Matt Cap.
Target Field. Stay with us after the game. It's 5-1 Baltimore now, but that could change in a hurry. We'll have Twins Live presented by CenturyLink. It always includes the Toyota postgame rep. Will break down Kevin Slowey, who looked good for the first 4, but then was leaving the ball up, and the Orioles took advantage of that. We'll get an update on Michael Kadyr's wrist. He was being with the ball early in the game and had to leave. We'll also hear from the manager, Ron Gardenhire. Dick and Bert.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
And the Twins will send Plouffe, Kubel, and Morneau up, but against left-hander Michael Gonzalez, who's been awfully sharp for the Orioles over the last month or so.
Well, he pitched here a couple nights ago, and he faced 4 batters, struck them all out. An inning in the 3rd. A 4-1 win here on Monday night for the Orioles. Making his 48th relief appearance, 42 strikeouts. And 43 and a 3rd innings pitched. Good job by Jeremy Guthrie. 7 innings. He gave up only 5 hits, 1 run.
And he got a little run support for a change.
Yes, he did.
Here's Plouffe, tripled in the 1st inning. His triple, a fly to deep center, and Adam Jones got back there and put the glove up. It just bounced off his glove. A ball that I'm guessing Jones would tell you should have caught. Half swing and a strike, 0-2.
Now, we showed Gonzalez the other night how he kind of steps to the side and then really falls off toward that 3rd baseline after he lets that ball go. Working off the corner of that rubber. And another strikeout, his 5th in relief.
Join Fox Sports North at the State Fair tomorrow through Labor Day. Stop by the new location at 1311 Underwood Street across from the Ballpark Cafe. Tomorrow starting at 11:30. Be there for Twins Live presented by CenturyLink pregame for your chance to be on TV. But better than that, you can meet Tim Laudner at 11:45.
That's even better.
Better than that, you can meet Kevin Gorg at 1:30.
My goodness, it even gets better.
And Minnesota Lynx players Monica Wright and Amber Harris will be there from 2 to 3. Along with the Lynx mascot Prowl. 1-1 to Kubel. And now 1-2. Kubel with a double and a run scored. Two and two. Another strikeout for Gonzalez. 2 down.
Well, he has faced 6 Twins batters so far here in this 3 games, the first 3 games of this 4-game series, and he struck out all 6.
Here's Morneau. And Morneau takes a strike. Two strikes. He's ready to go. He smells another strikeout. In the dirt, 1-2.
Kind of walking around the mound like the mad Hungarian used to, remember? Alabrowski. Wow.
He has been impressive. He's blown through the Twins in 2 relief appearances. It's 5-1 Baltimore. Stay tuned for the Gander Mountain weekend weather update for Twins territory. more of the same, unfortunately. The Orioles leading 5-1 as we go to the 9th inning. Glenn Perkins will pitch the 9th for the Twins. Orioles putting together a 5-run 5th. And the Twins haven't been able to answer. We'll see what happens here in the 9th with Perkins facing the top of the Baltimore order.
Yeah, the numbers on Perkins very good. 2.29 earned run average. He's worked 51 innings, given up only 39 hits, just 1 home run, and 5 intentional walks of the 16 he's given up with 56 strikeouts.
Hardy takes ball 1. 1 for 4 on the night with a single and a run scored in that 5-run 5th. One and one. Drill to left. Boy, Hardy has just been on the ball all series long. One line drive after another. One away for a leadoff single, I should say, for Hardy. And Marquez coming with a late time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Black.
Well, that coming off the bat of Mark Reynolds. That started that 5-run 5th inning with his 28th home run of the year. Then a high fastball off of Slowey.
Here's Marquez. Marquez has had a quiet series. A couple of hits in the 3 games. And a bouncer up the line. Perkins will go to the bag himself. 1 unassisted. And on the play, Hardy goes to second. Angle hitting for the first time. Jones had gone 0 for 4.
Yeah, Angle took over for Jones in last night's ballgame after Jones left after the 1st inning. 0 for 4. Just getting called up from AAA, his 2nd stint with the Orioles this year.
Up high, ball 1. Two and 0. Chopper foul, 2 and 1. Orioles and Twins see each other in spring training quite a few times. Both teams will use the final weeks of the season almost as an early spring training. Try to take a look at some younger players. Not so much when the Twins are playing the Tigers in the next series or the White Sox. Series that are relevant in division standings. Two and 2 to Angle. And now a full count. Tampa Bay beat Detroit 3-2, so the Indians and White Sox get a bit of a reprieve. Here's a fly to deep center, and Revere retreats to make the catch. Hardy will move up a base on the 2nd out of the inning. And brings up Matt Wieters. And a strike to Wieters.
Yeah, Wieters 2 for 4 and a 2-run double kind of opened up that inning in the 5th inning. That 5-run 5th inning, and then he doubled in his last at bat in the 7th.
2 strikes. Boston beat Texas 13-2, so the White Sox Angels game, really important one for the Angels. If the Angels can win, they'll be just 2.5 games back in the West. After it looked like they were going to be fading into oblivion. There's a check swing. It gets by Butera, and Hardy alertly comes in to score. Now they want, Matt Capps wants an appeal to the first base umpire, Bob Davidson.
Yeah, Perkins asking for the appeal, but Davidson saying he did not go. See the breaking ball getting underneath the legs of Drew, but he doesn't know where that ball ends up. And hitting the screen and then dying right there behind home plate. So Hardy scoring on a wild pitch.
1-2. Wieters strikes out to end the inning. 1 pitch too late. And the Orioles get another run. They lead it 6-1. Delivery of the game.
Well, the 5-run 5th inning for the Orioles. The difference in this ball game. They hit for the cycle as a ball club. Reynolds with that home run leading off the inning. 6 hits in that inning, all against Kevin Slowey.
And so here at Target Field, Twins find themselves down by 5. I had just enough time during the inning break to check with official scorer Greg Wong about the hypothetical in the top of the 9th here. If the strike 3 had been called, Jim Johnson, the new Baltimore pitcher, had been called by the first base umpire Bob Davidson, and Drew Butera had thrown to first to complete the strikeout while Hardy crossed the plate after he had crossed the plate, the best guess is that the run would have counted, because the out was not recorded until the throw to first was completed, and it wasn't a forced play. So according to Greg Wong, who knows the rule book pretty thoroughly, he believes that the run would count. Now, it's not something I've ever seen happen.
No.
But it almost came into play there. If he hadn't checked his swing as thoroughly as he did, if they had thrown to first to get the out at first, the run still would have counted.
Yeah, I would have thought he was out because he already said he was out. Now you just have to complete the play so the run doesn't score. But
well, we'll
don't know.
Got a day game after a night game. I don't know if I'll have enough time to research the rule book and find the definitive
I
answer.
think you will. Well, Jimmy Johnson coming in, making his 53rd relief appearance. He's doing a good job out of that bullpen. 2.84 earned run average.
Tapper to the right side, and an easy first out. Here comes Jim Thome. Twins fans throughout this homestand have shown up in great numbers, and they haven't had nearly enough wins. And then added to that, Thome hasn't hit a home run yet for quite a while here at home.
The month of August has been ugly for the Twins. If they lose here tonight, they are 5-16 in the month of August.
Strike one to Thome.
And another loss against the Eastern Division, where they would be 10-27 against the American League Eastern Division.
Gloved by Johnson. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Danny Valencia. Valencia with a grounder to short, sandwiched by a pair of strikeouts. One strike. And that's grounded down the line. It'll be a hit. And an extra base hit for Valencia. So a 2-out double. And that'll bring up Luke Hughes.
Yeah, for Valencia, his first hit of the ball game is 27th double. Well, the Twins get their 6th hit of the ball game, and only their 2nd since the 3rd inning. Fastball in, right down that 3rd baseline.
Luke Hughes, the batter.
Luke looking for his first hit, 0 for 2 with a walk.
And a strike. Orioles got 6 hits and 5 runs in 1 inning. The Twins have had 6 hits for the entire game. One and one. Two and one. Pretty dejected group of Minnesota Twins. They have not played well here in their home ballpark for quite some time. If it's a loss tonight, that'll be the 36th loss at home this year. Against 28 wins. 2-2 to Luke Hughes. Bouncer to third. For the first time since early June, the Baltimore Orioles have won a series against an American League team. Anthony LaPanta, the Twins and Orioles with a 4-game series, and the Orioles have come to Minnesota and tomorrow have a chance to sweep the Twins.
And have done it in one-sided fashion, beating Minnesota tonight 6-1. We'll show you how they did it. We'll show you how they attacked Kevin Slowey. We'll hear from Gardy and have an update on Michael Kadire next on Twins Live.